Hey guys, on today's pod, because it's summer season, peak summer here in LA, a lot of nice tomatoes. We're gonna make a gazpacho, and I'm gonna make that right now, and then we're gonna get into an interview when we have him here. Noah from Goodboy Noah. If you don't know, check out those handles. We mentioned him when we had Samin and Rishi on the pod because that was how we started the terrible snickerdoodle that I have yet to make again. But stay tuned for that. But right now, I'm gonna make gazpacho quickly so I have something to serve our guests because we're still almost there. We haven't quite moved in terms of the new ways we're gonna do this podcast. But again, when we have a guest, my goal is to make them something and then we can talk about it and we can move on with the pod. So stay tuned. Welcome to the Dave Chang Show, part of the Ringer Podcast Network, presented by Major Dome Media. Thank you, Yola Tingo, as always. I'm gonna make a gazpacho. We have some nice tomatoes from Weiser Farms. We have some other stuff because we have leftover tomatoes from the DTL episode we did, because we also had, for sandwiches, a BLT lined up that we never actually got into. So I'm gonna chop all these up. So I don't know, I'd probably say I have 4 pounds of tomatoes, 3.5 pounds of tomatoes. Doesn't have to be cut up perfectly because we're gonna puree all of this stuff. Chopping up bell pepper. Usually it should be a red onion. We don't have a red onion, so got a white onion, cucumber, garlic cloves, handful of that. This episode of the Dave Chang Show is presented by Prime. You've got 5 hungry friends in your living room. The drinks will only hold them for so long. I know the feeling. I also know that sometimes, back in the kitchen, it's absolute chaos. Meat overcooked, potatoes under, too much salt in the sauce, too little sauce for the noodles. Luckily, you get free Grubhub Plus with Prime. So with a few taps, dinner saved, and so's your reputation. Free Grubhub Plus. It's on Prime. Additional terms and fees apply. So I took half an onion. Probably you'd use a whole small white onion or a shallot. I don't know, 1 cucumber, roughly chopped, some scallion ends, probably 6 cloves of garlic, 1 big bell pepper, 1 small green pepper, about 3 pounds of tomatoes roughly chopped, and that's about it, right? I'm gonna mix this up because what I wanna do is make a gazpacho so I can serve it to Noah in a little bit, but the proper way to do it these days is to freeze your mixture. Freezing breaks down the cell structure within the vegetables and it starts to leach out more of its essence, the water. So you get a better yield and more, I would say, gazpacho flavor. So we're gonna make one right now because we have to serve something in 5 minutes. I'm gonna stir this up evenly and then pop half the mixture in the freezer. I want you guys to see the difference. So in this, we're gonna put it in a blender. But before that, I wanna salt this. Salting helps break it down. I would salt this and then put it in the freezer, but we're running out of time. Stale bread. Here's what I know about gazpacho, is that when you're in Spain, especially whenever I've been in, say, like Valencia or Sevilla, I feel like I see more gazpacho when I'm in the south. Jose Andres, no surprise, makes a fucking really great one. I've never been in a restaurant that serves it other than, say, an amuse-bouche. We used to do it at Café Bleu. We used to do one at Kraft a little bit. It is a delicious thing. Sometimes a little bit goes a long way. It's not a soup and you can eat a lot of, in my opinion. My favorite kind of gazpacho is a white gazpacho that we used to make with Andrew Carmelini at Cafe Blue, which was we'd peel fresh almonds, which is a pain in the ass, grape juice, bread, delicious. Not something you see all the time. I don't know if I've ever been like, I need gazpacho. But you have those moments when you're in a certain place and it's a hot day and you just are like, yeah, this is what it is. This is what I need. It takes a lot of olive oil.
I have a feeling this will be a good day for that because Noah, I was just talking to Noah in the green room, and it's hot out there today.
It is hot.
It is a steamer. So cold soup, nice, refreshing.
Sometimes it might need water. Sometimes another thing I like to do with this is if you make tomato consomme, or like you just strain a bunch of tomatoes, that's the water I would put in, because I would not do like a tomato juice though. Even if I wasn't going to freeze it, I would have salted it ahead of time. Again, breaking down the cell structure is important. All right, so I blitz the hell out of it. See where we're at. I'm going to give it a taste. Honestly, it's pretty fucking good. I want to blitz it some more. Mainly because I haven't soaked the bread. I didn't do anything proper either.
So now you're putting it through the chinois?
Yeah, you don't have, usually you don't, but I mean, I've had gazpacho where it's pretty chunky. Mm-hmm. And I think that's honestly the more traditional one, but.
You know, we actually got an Ask Dave about tomato soup, based on the grilled cheese tomato soup that you did. This is from Andy from Bay City, Michigan. Major Domo 1. Wow,
finally, someone honest.
Yeah, their specialty is shrimp artichoke soup with New Orleans cooking school spice. And they love seafood, so they're excited for The Catch by Rudy. But they were saying they watched the grilled cheese tomato soup that you did on Dinner Time Live, and they were curious if have you ever put pickle juice in your tomato soup?
No, I've never put pickle juice in tomato soup. That would be weird.
You think that'd be weird?
Well, I'm sure it's good. Like, I don't want to drink dill pickle juice. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
Even when there was a period where people were doing that in bars. Like
oh, yeah, the pickleback shots and everything?
That wasn't my groove. I mean, oftentimes you get it at like a wedding in the summer in like a shot glass, and that's a right amount of gazpacho. It takes a lot of olive oil and sherry wine vinegar, and that's it. I think you can get it somewhere. It might have like eggs in it, or like meat in it, but those are like real, I think, micro gazpachos within Spain. I think for the most part, this seems to be more of the classic. I'm the furthest thing from an expert on gazpacho, but, you know, something to talk about. All right, let's go. So I was just explaining how this all happened. When we had Samin Nosrat and Rishi on, and I had them try a snickerdoodle, that was a total disaster because I made it with a real snicker, and I did it in about 10 minutes. And we rushed over to Spotify Studios, and it just looks sad. It looks sad. I got the recipe from Goodboy Noah, who's joined us today.
That is not why it looks sad.
No, it's not why it's sad. It's sad because I like the recipe, not just because of what we'll talk about in a second. There was no actual measurements.
No, never. We don't do that.
That's my jam.
Yeah. No, I heard you talking. You were like, I feel it out. I don't like measurements.
Yeah, I hate measuring.
Well, we measure, but we don't have time to include it in the song. So that's why we leave it out.
So I made it. Turned out to be a total dud. I think that if I had the time to make it properly, I would have done a better job. But I was like, this is the best example of taking a recipe, trying to interpret it, riff on it. So anyway, that's not even, the longer story is this, so I never thought in my wildest dreams, and I'm 48 now, that my two young kids would watch as much YouTube as they do.
Yeah.
I never knew how deep the YouTube rabbit hole went because, you know, I mean, I just didn't grow up having any of this stuff. I just thought it would be like Netflix tops. And I didn't know that they could go down rabbit holes that you just don't understand how or why. And I don't even know how you came across my 4-year-old at the time, his feed, right?
Yeah.
It just sort of popped up, and he's like,
That's not good.
It's not good?
Which video did he see?
I know. And I was just like, oh, what is this? This is someone maybe child-friendly. Do you ever have more unchild-friendly like stuff?
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's one comes to mind.
Right.
No.
No, but like, it was just, he doesn't even know what the hell at the time anything was. He's just like, what's this? Dad, I see Dad cooking all the time. There's food and there's a puppet.
Visually, it seems like it's for kids.
But
when you really get down to the nitty gritty.
So what's so different about it?
That makes it not for kids?
Yes.
Well, Cheetah's known to curse from time to time. We include innuendo. It's not my idea. It's more of a Cheetah thing. He likes that. But it's mostly that kind of stuff.
It's hard to describe how and what you create.
Sure.
Can you describe, and then we'll go to origin?
Well, I started as I was just doing regular like R&B. I was trying to be an R&B artist, but you just looking at me, it didn't work out that great. But luckily, my pal Cheetah, my best friend, he was like, what if we use your artistry with songs, but we did some cooking videos. So me, Cheetah, and then my friend Dan, who's off screen looking at me, we just started in 2022. We made a song about making an omelet, and people seem to like that. And now it's 2025.
But real friend Cheetah is not a real person.
Well, he's a cheetah.
Cheetah, puppet cheetah.
Well, I wouldn't use that term, but sure.
So like,
It's a little empathetic.
I'm sorry, but
He's just my pal. Like, we don't have to label him.
is Cheetah part of the creative process when you're working on an idea? You're talking to Cheetah.
Yeah.
So where's Cheetah now?
I mean, what? Dude, what is this like? What kind of questions are these? Yeah.
So for those that don't know and haven't watched, go watch it right now. Stop.
Hey yo, Cheetah,
What's up?
I'm tryna make some lasagna and I need you.
Yeah, no problem, bro. I'll teach you.
So you see Cheetah as a, I don't think does he like to be characterized as a puppet?
It's a little antiquated of a term, but like
I know. I don't know what it is. You can't call. Is it a
He's just like, he's just like us. He's made of felt.
made of felt?
Yeah.
And he seems that there's a hand inside him, being like marionetting him, right? Talking. No.
I mean,
What pronouns does
What?
Cheetah go by?
he, him. Yeah, he's a he, him. You're going to want to edit this out. This is making you look really not good.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Not looking good because I got to find a way to talk about watching this and people realizing what exactly am I watching, because I'm watching.
Yeah. You're watching a man.
A felt cheetah
There you go.
that's talking,
Sure.
singing with you
Yeah.
about food.
Exactly.
That's basically what's happening.
Yeah.
And all kinds of food.
Yeah, everything.
And you're actually making the recipes and singing a song about a technique or the actual dish.
Yeah, we're usually making just whatever I need help with that day.
So how did this start? What was the origin of this?
Well, yeah, I was trying to be an R&B artist, and it wasn't working out. And then we started making these food videos. And Cheetah, luckily, Cheetah has a wealth of knowledge about
When
food.
did Cheetah become a part of your ensemble? When did it become the third leg in this process?
So I met Cheetah when I was a young boy.
You're like Daniel Day-Lewis. You won't break character. This is amazing.
I've never been more confused in my life. I met Cheetah. He was held captive at the zoo.
Which zoo?
The LA Zoo.
Wow.
Yeah, I grew up here, and I would go all the time because I had like a year-long pass. And I saw him there, and he was always like cooking up shit for his like cheetah friends because they would feed him all. This is all in the cookbook, by the way. Cheetah's Ultimate Cookbook.
The origin story.
The origin story. You know, he was held captive. The zookeepers were throwing like this grizzled meat, like terrible stuff, and Cheetah like obviously has a good palate. So he would start cooking them up for his cheetah friends, and then I would say, yo, this guy has so much talent in the kitchen. So I busted him out, and then...
So you pulled an Ocean's 11 like heist for Cheetah.
Pretty much.
Wow. With Dan? Was Dan the
No,
driver?
No, I hadn't met Dan yet.
Okay.
I'm not a good cook. I want to make that clear.
So Cheetah brings the cooking knowledge, and you bring the music.
Yeah. I mean, he's a phenomenal rapper as well. So he brings a lot more than I do.
So what do you do in Goodboy Noah then?
I am Goodboy Noah.
I know. But it certainly seems that Cheetah is, you know, the central figure in all of this.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know.
We're a duo. I like to think of us as a duo. Sure,
Well, it
he's
seems
more
like
popular.
a fair split of work.
Well, I started the Instagram account. I had it before we started doing anything. I was doing my own thing.
So when you had the idea to partner up with Cheetah, and you're like, when we're going to take some of those recipes that you did at the LA Zoo Cheetah, and we're gonna sing a song about it, we'll rap about it, we'll do some R&B about it. We're gonna record it, put it out there in the world on social media. Start off with Instagram, YouTube. When you told your best friends and your family this, that you're partnering up with Cheetah, what was the response?
They were psyched about it. I didn't really. I kind of just like put it out, and the video did pretty well on TikTok first, and they were like, "Oh, that's cool that you're doing that with Cheetah. I didn't know that was you doing that."
When did you think that? Wow, we should make many more of these videos and just.
As soon as it did well, I said, "This is what we do now."
So when it did well, were you like, "What?"
I said, "Finally, a taste of success. Let's ride this into the ground."
But like when it happens, I feel like when you talk to anybody these days that's a creator of some sort, it's the thing that they never thought was going to be successful.
Yes.
Is the thing. Mm-hmm. You know, I was talking to like Mark Rober about it, right? And he's one of the biggest people. And he's like, every time you think something is going to crush, especially on YouTube, it's super dialed in. But when you're just starting out, it almost never happens.
Yeah, I think it's like you think it's gonna crush because like other people, you think, oh, this is doing well. I'm doing something similar to what's doing well. I think people are gonna like this. That it's more like the stuff you really like. But as I'm saying that, that's not even true either because there's stuff I like that hasn't done well either. So it's kind of like you don't know. You just gotta keep going and try to be like as authentic as possible.
What were some of the things you put out there in the world? Sans Cheetah, where you're just the solo. You were being the Garfunkel to the Paul Simon.
Whoa. That's fucked up. Well, I was just doing...
Art's got a huge following. He's got like 2 million listeners every month.
Honestly, I don't really know their dynamic. I just know Paul Simon's like the one. But I was just doing like, just like sensual R&B music. And I was like... Where? I went by Goodboy Noah.
And singing where?
What do you mean where?
Where can I listen? Where would someone
just
listen?
look up Goodboy Noah like on Spotify. You can, well, don't do that. But if you do, you know, I have old sensual, very sensual.
Can we hear a little bit of this?
There's good stuff.
Can we hear a little? Can you give us a little snippet of your sensual?
Cue the music video.
Cup of Jack that I killed. Ice melted on the table.
See? It was rough, right?
So how did you? Why was R&B the thing when?
I just loved it. I've always loved it.
Who are your top 5 R&B inspirations?
Boys to Men. This is like all the stuff I listened to growing up, like Usher, Lauryn Hill, Mary J. Blige, Boys to Men, Neo. Off the top of my head.
Right. When did you tell your parents I'm going to become an R&B artist?
Well, first I said I'm going to be a basketball player.
Okay.
Yeah. I played 2 years of Division III basketball, but I never really got in the game.
Whereabouts?
It's a school called Kenyon College in
Oh,
Ohio.
we know Kenyon.
You do?
We got a lot of friends that are degenerates that graduated from Kenyon.
Oh, wait, who? Like,
I'm older than you, man. But like,
Okay.
I mean, I have fond memories. In fact,
You went-
one of the funniest moments of my life were 2 Kenyon graduates that broke through my window to hide from the cops
where was this?
in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, in 1999.
Oh, man.
There's actually 3 Kenyon grads, yeah.
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 There's not much to do there. So.
No, but they really did. They really did something. It wasn't really illegal. It's
Why
just
did they
something you
do
would
that?
do. You know, they might have, you know, urinated in a place they shouldn't have urinated.
Okay. But so these are your friends?
These are my friends.
And they sought solace in your house?
Yes, I protected them. I shepherded them from the police.
I'm doing the math, and the statute of limitations
Yeah, I was just
is
gonna
up.
ask.
Yeah, I knew where Noah was going with this.
And I would say these friends have, you know, they have, all 3 of them have continued to do increasingly dumb things throughout their entire life. But I love them for it. But it's a good school. It's a great school.
It's a good school.
Good D3 school.
Rutherford.
I'm a D3 grad myself. So
Where'd
yes.
you go?
I went to Trinity College in
Where's that?
Connecticut.
Oh, yeah.
I've been told that sometimes Kenyon might be the very, very similar.
Yeah, I would probably, if
So
it's like a liberal arts
anyway,
school.
you played some basketball.
I balled out there pretty hard. I scored 2 points one time.
And I was also supposed to play sport there in college, and I also was like, well, this isn't enough. I'm not getting a scholarship to do this.
I know.
Why am I doing this?
This is horrible.
This is so dumb. There's nothing
this
that
is-
I'm doing here that will make my life better.
No, it's a waste of time.
Were you in any sort of Kenyan school bands or
I
shows?
started a hip-hop group with my friends called the Special Dogs.
special dogs?
Shout out Evan, Tuba. What up?
Is Dan a Kenyan grad as well?
No, Dan dropped out of college, right?
Well done, well done.
Yeah, smart.
So, special dogs.
Special Dogs?
Were you guys prolific at Kenyan?
No. Well, we had some cracking shows. We had a couple songs.
Well, listen, you can't make fun of this. For those that are listening, like, oh, that sounds ridiculous. MGMT started at Wesleyan as a joke.
Really?
Did you know that?
As a joke?
Yeah. Their first album, which
Is
sold
that
like,
that viral video of them like playing the song and like they didn't know how sick this was gonna be?
Yeah. But the whole album itself, what they actually released, I think, on Columbia, was like a total farce about the music industry as a whole. If you listen to some of the lyrics too, it's so ridiculous. So that's what I'm trying to say is like, you can't say that something amazing can't happen out of a small D3 band.
That's true. We could have been huge. We just didn't stick to it.
And what was your major?
Film. It was the first year they had a film program, so I said I'm gonna do that. Seems like they probably won't know really what's going on.
So
Yeah, Cheetah was in my film thesis with my friend Tuba.
tuba.
Yeah, in Kenyon. We did like a musical short.
So you enlisted Cheetah to help you with your senior thesis.
Yes.
As well.
I can't succeed without him. I
So
need him.
did you do an oral defense in front of
I
professors?
did.
Yes!
And with that, so in the video, my friend Tuba and I are wearing these shiny spandex unitards. I'm in a gold one, he's in a silver one, and we're like, and then we have to go and defend it, and we're like, wouldn't it be funny if we wore those? And like we packed, our junk with like socks to make it bigger, not for the teachers, but because we did that in the short.
But for the teachers too.
But also, like, it's not flattering. So we show up, we're like, this is gonna be so funny. And then we sit down and they're like, so, asking us serious questions, and we're like,
And you're in.
this was a huge mistake.
And did you do the whole show with Cheetah as well?
What do you
In front of the professors?
Oh no, it's just me and my friend Tuba, we did it. No, this was just like them talking to us, answering.
But did you film something to show them? right? Or no?
Yeah, that was like the thesis.
And then the
af-
defense.
And then, you show that for the school or whoever wants to come watch all the film theses. And then after they ask you questions. And we're like, let's wear our outfits. And then immediately it was just it was just a horrible idea.
In my oral defense of my thesis, Professor King Phi Tam, I'll never forget it, in the first 30 seconds said, there's a logical flaw in your thesis.
What thesis?
I wrote it on a Henry Thoreau. It went down bad.
What major?
I was a religion major, philosophy of religion. So you successfully defend your thesis.
I defended it.
With junk, fake junk?
Fake junk. Yeah, shiny unitards. We passed. It's a good thesis.
What was the argument?
There was no argument. It was just like a video about. It was like, if you look at look up Grillagon, Grillagon, and it's called A Puppet Musical Short. This is back when Puppet was fine to say that.
The username is, if anyone's looking for it, it's under Dick Salad is Real.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Dick Salad
is real.
Dick Salad is real.
Yeah.
Not Israel. Is real.
No, Dick Salad is real. Spelled the same.
My favorite fucking episode we've ever done. This is the best.
You're probably gonna C-Tube was like real on there or something.
Dick Salad is real is the username.
Yeah.
So we can see your thesis. I can't wait to watch. And then what? You're like, I got this. I'm a freshly minted graduate of Kenyon College with a film degree. I got a BA in film.
Sure.
Now what?
Let's go back home to my dad's house, and I'm gonna be an R&B sensation.
That's it.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah.
What did you? Were you like hitting the clubs?
Yeah, I was hitting the clubs. No, I was hitting the clubs. I was like ripping beats off SoundCloud and making bad songs to them and then putting them back on SoundCloud. And then some of them were like, okay. And then that's really it.
And then when did it come to you like, I need Cheetah in my life? Cheetah's going to give me the focus.
This was like at the end of 2021, when TikTok was like kind of getting big and everyone was like, if you want to be a successful musician, you got to make these TikToks. And, I did some of that and I hated it. It was just horrible. So I was like, Cheetah, can we like make something actually fun? And then it worked out.
Was it the first iteration of Goodboy Noah food? Or it must have been something. There must have been a bridge before you guys got to rapping and singing R&B about food.
I was just doing a song about like love, which I'm no good at. And so I'm not good at cooking either, but luckily I have Dan and Cheetah by my side. And it was literally just like writing a song about making an omelet because it was like easy, you shoot in the kitchen. And then that did pretty well. And luckily Cheetah and Dan actually know how to cook. So I'm like, guys, we can do this thing. Now we have a cookbook. What's Cheetah's cookbook?
Do you start with the food first, or do you ever start with the music first? Like, do they bring you the dish and then you write the music, or sometimes are you inspired by a song?
We'll have a beat that either me and Cheetah make or our friend Micah makes, and then we'll just be like, all right, what do we want to cook? And then we'll figure out the dish. Cheetah and Dan will be like, all right, this is how you make it. And then we write it kind of line by line. And then we shoot it. So it's like music, food, lyrics, record it, film it.
How many episodes have you guys made?
A lot. I don't know. What do you think? Over 100? 200?
We're just figuring out how the fuck to do things on YouTube or TikTok, but it seems like, and I know some of these very successful creators, including yourself, the one thing that I hear as a common theme is burnout. It's a real thing.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm over it.
Because
I don't want to do this anymore.
You really don't.
Well, we want to just do like longer form stuff.
But
you kind of have to keep up the thing, or you don't, but you should.
People are going in for this one aspect.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can imagine, it's like a restaurant or chef gets known for one dish, and they're like, great. Or like, we're all guilty. You go to see a band, and they're playing their new album, and you're like, I don't give a fuck about this. Just play the hits. It can be a little bit stifling.
I am extremely stifled. I am ready to burst. I'm bursting with ideas. No, we're trying to do. We're gonna do longer form stuff, but gotta sell this cookbook. So
you're doing a great job.
Thanks.
Great job of encouraging people to.
No, it's a
learn
great book. Yeah. It's really a good book. Cheetah and Dan worked hard on it. I wrote the foreword.
So why should someone buy this book then?
That's a good question. Well, it's really there's a lot of great dishes. It's very accessible, like to anyone. Like I could make the stuff out of it. And then there's just, we get into the whole backstory. And it's kind of all about Cheetah's travels, post me breaking him out of the zoo. And all these dishes are inspired by these real stories of him traveling around the world, meeting chefs, women, and inspire, and all these experiences inspiring these real dishes that are in the book. Look at that. See this? Hold it. That's a cosign. Oh yeah, and I did the drawings in there.
Indubitably. Is that a word?
Indubitably.
Indubitably?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Read some of it.
Dear readers, indubitably, I'll admit I'm not the best writer. Oftentimes, I'll use big words I don't know to acquiesce the fact that I'm somewhat dim-witted. I tend to use commas where they shouldn't be and throw in semicolons because they look cool. However, when my best friend Cheetah asked me to write the foreword for this book, I knew I'd arise to the occasion.
Yeah, there's more.
There's a lot
you
more.
have to read it. It's a good book. Look at that.
Turkish ass eggs.
Oh yeah, and then all the recipes are like something ass something.
Summery ass.
Yeah.
Tasty ass bacon wrapped dates.
Yep.
Wasoup.
Yeah. That's
Nice.
the soup section.
Wasoup.
Because he
Speaking
says.
of wasoup.
Oh, what a segue. Gazpacho soup. Pretty good. Uh-oh.
I'm trying to feed our guests. It's hot as shit outside.
It's really nice.
I think it came out pretty well.
Really good. Didn't burn my mouth or nothing.
Why is everything ends in ass?
In the book, yeah.
But
Same with food. Eventually it ends with the ass.
Ah, see? That's good. Poop. Because you poop it out, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't see no snickerdoodle in this cookbook. God damn it.
Yeah, well, it's pretty easy to make. No, it's not. I couldn't do it.
So what's next after this?
We're gonna do. We have a bunch of stuff that we want to do, and it's kind of hard to talk about any specific thing because it kind of goes against this other thing that we might do. We're always flip-flopping, but we have like longer narrative stuff.
Is it still gonna be food oriented, or are you getting away from food? Is this like Taylor Swift
no, it's
getting out
not.
of country and going into pop?
Exactly. Right? I take a lot of what I do from Taylor.
Of course.
So,
I mean, it's abundantly clear.
There's there might be a little food, but it's more like silly narrative stuff.
What kind of silliness?
You don't want to know, buddy.
I think the audience wants to know.
I literally can't say it without it. Literally, if I say it, it's gonna sound bad. So you have to see it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't get.
Well, the other thing I want to ask is, when you came up with the idea to incorporate Cheetah and you shelved the R&B career, solo act.
Yeah.
Now you're like, hey, Cheetah, will you be the Paul Simon to my Art Garfunkel? And you guys start developing this, TikTok and YouTube and Instagram following. At what point you were like, this is fucking crazy?
Pretty much right away, I think. I was like, well, I thought it was cool, but I was like, I don't know, like Justin Bieber reposted something. I was like, that's crazy. And just like, really, like if people would DM me, like famous people, I was like, you like that? Like Fred Durst. Or Exhibit.
Who's the most random celebrity that's reached out?
Random?
Or not just like celebrity where like, what is, like other than Fred Durst, which is clearly.
Probably Exhibit, like, because we ended up doing a video with Exhibit, like a Christmas video. It's called Merry Motherfucking Christmas.
My son loves that one.
Oh, he does? Your 4-year-old son? But that was the coolest one, just because I was like, I grew up being a huge fan of him. And then he DM'd me. And then like a year later, we did this Christmas song. And we were like, wouldn't that, I was like, maybe Exhibit would do it. And then I was like, he's like, yeah.
You know what's underrated in Exhibit's sort of illustrious catalog is his car show on MTV. Remember that thing?
Yeah.
That was a good show.
Pimp My Ride.
Pimp My Ride.
I said to pimp my ride, like to pimp a butterfly.
Who else? What other musician came out and were like, hey, Cheetah's the fucking man?
Well, I reached out to Tank, because like I said, I'm like a big fan of Tank. I just love, like, he's like the most R&B guy ever. And I was like, hey man, I'm a big fan. I was like, I named this really underground song that never came out that I liked, called Till I Met Your Sister, just to like get on his good side. I was like, I love that song. He's like, I can't believe you know that song. Can we do a video together? He's like, for sure. And then I sent him the idea. I was like, all right, here's my idea. The video is like, I'm trying to be like a sexy R&B singer, but I can't do it. So like, I try to shave my chest to be like all shiny, and then you come in and you teach me how to do it. And then he just read it and never responded. It's like, damn, I came out a little too strong. So sometimes I botch it. Sometimes it's a botch job.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, there's a very close friend of mine that's a very famous chef, and we always talk about imposter syndrome.
I'm riddled with it.
But I was thinking, yours is an imposter. It's puppet syndrome.
God damn it! Yeah, in puppet syndrome?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, do you have imposter syndrome?
Oh, who doesn't? But I find this to be interesting because you're becoming extremely successful because of Cheetah.
Yeah.
But it's still you and Cheetah.
Right.
It's where Art Garfunkel and Paul Simon are one person in that universe.
Yes.
I think that would be hard for me to process.
If you were only successful because of your friend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing it up.
That is also like,
yeah.
in another
Doesn't
universe,
feel
you. Right?
What?
In another universe, it's you guys are intertwined.
Yeah.
You're the same person.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
It's
look,
like- it's-
I don't think there's anything
it's
wrong
like Clark
with being
Kent-
part of a team. You know,
Yeah.
like teams.
Yeah. But there's
You're more of
there's
a
an
lo-
I and win.
You're like a. Well, yeah, I have to share the money. It's more than money.
So, like, how do you reconcile that, right? Because you have taken this with Cheetah to a fucking this, and you have millions and millions of followers.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like, what?
You're saying, does it feel bad?
Not bad. It's got to be confusing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very confused.
Genuinely.
I'm confused. I'm an imposter. Yeah, I'm not feeling great, Dave. No, it's.
But at the same time, you got to feel great.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag of emotions that I'm feeling on a day-to-day
Because it's not
basis.
like being like an author and you make a book or a song under a pseudonym, and you're like,
Yeah,
because.
I don't get the analogy.
Well, no, it's like you can remain anonymous.
Right.
You cannot remain anonymous.
No, well, yeah,
You know,
I'm a public.
Like,
I'm a very successful
who
public
the
figure.
cameras won't show is anonymous
Yeah,
to the audience.
yeah.
He doesn't suffer
He doesn't.
any.
No,
fucking
he doesn't
bullshit.
suffer any. That's
So
a
fuck
good
Dan.
point.
Fuck Dan.
He thinks this is easy. You just get in front of the camera, be extremely charming like
That's what
us.
I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Like,
he's
you. No, I don't have Cheetah. I don't have.
Yeah, you're good on your own. You don't need it.
No, but you know, moral of the story is that I wanted this really to be an elaborate setup as a not necessarily an intervention, but a way to say fuck you, Dan. You don't understand what Noah's going through.
Fine. Yeah, Dan. God, I can't wait to bring this to be like anytime. Yeah, this is good.
It's not fair.
Thank you.
It's not fair. He gets to be anonymous. Last question, like, how far do you take this? Because again, talking to some creators are like, well, I've made enough money, and like honestly, I never want to be associated with this fucking ever again. I'm just literally like they're having a, it's like they want to go to witness protection program because they're like, fuck this. They literally are like, fuck this.
Okay, it's the opposite for me. I haven't made enough money, and I need to be associated with this. No, we're, you know, making 1-minute videos about food where you say the same line in the beginning thousands of times. Sure, that can get tiring, but it is fun, and we're gonna start making longer form stuff, which is honestly like the whole reason we like got into this. We kind of got distracted for 3 years.
Well, I think it's going to be great, and the thing is this: I started off by saying some of the videos, and I wanted you to just get to the explanation of why some of it is maybe non-child friendly, because I think it's funny. Because there are some videos that are just sort of like normal, and even if it is explicit, a kid's not going to know what the fuck you're talking about. But
my 2-year-old niece loves cheetah.
loves cheetah, right?
Yeah, she's like, "What cheetah
There's
cooking?"
something about this fucking cheetah that kids love.
Something about him. He's hot.
So I was saying, what I would like to see. Can you expand on the world and make it more kid friendly?
I agree.
Well, Noah, thank you.
Thank you for having.
Hopefully you enjoyed the Gazpacho. Congrats on
it's
all
delicious.
the success.
Thank you.
As we venture out to figure out how to do the social media stuff, we'll have to pick your brain. Cheetah's going to have to give us advice.
We'll do a video.
Yeah? Done.
You rap, sing.
I don't dance.
I don't dance.
sing.
But you can rap. Anyone can rap.
We're gonna find out.
We can get you. We can.
We'll get you there.
You get me there?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I'll get you there.
Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
And remember, fuck you, Dan.
Yes!
Thanks, dude.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Well, that was a crazy interview. Yeah, not even sure what to say or think about that. Didn't even talk too much about the Gazpacho, but we're going to figure out how to integrate this now that we're moving to the studio. So this is a work in progress, as it always is. But we're getting, I think, closer and closer to making this work. The technique that has emerged as one of the more famous techniques to do this, and I think that no surprise, Kenji at Food Lab does a good explanation of this. But I first came across this idea from David Arnold and Harold McGee, and probably 2010 at the FCI when they were doing a lot more. Well, FCI doesn't exist anymore. A lot of food demos about food science and about the freezing process. And this is around the time when gelatin clarification became a thing, where you would, I think we did this with kimchi consomme, but we just add gelatin to a broth, flavor, season, and let that freeze it, and then let it drain in the fridge. You're going to get a really clear broth. But part of this was, I think, like 2009 to 2011. There were a lot of things, culinary techniques that were freezing based, or even not freezing based, but like the idea of milk water. There were just a lot of different things that were sort of started because of the beverage program and cocktail bars. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. We should probably find out the origins of how this got started. but I feel pretty confident it probably came from Ferran and Albert or Jose and the team at Think Food Lab. But you want to freeze this because it's going to destroy the cell structure, the plant walls in all the veg. I want to salt it beforehand. You should salt it if you can make this delicious without doing this, but you do get a more refined product, in my opinion, if you salt it, freeze it, and then let it thaw. So if you ever had frozen vegetables like broccoli or any kind of frozen veg where you thaw out something that's frozen, it just seems limp and it almost exudes this water. And that's what we want here. And it's sort of picking up, but here's the problem. Number one, we only froze this for about 90 minutes and we didn't thaw it out as well. I'm just telling you guys that you probably would want to freeze this where it is solid as a rock, and then you let that thaw out. You're going to see liquid pool up, and that is, like that's the flavor you're going for. That is so good. That's what I want. So if I had a centrifuge, or speaking of Dave Arnold, you can go to Booker and Dax and buy his Spinzall, which will separate it. I would eat a lot of that. This, when you have it like this, it almost reminds me of dongjimin, which is the Korean water kimchi that's very effervescent and delicious. Oftentimes used as the base for mulnaengmen. I think you could recreate that. If you made a gazpacho and then you spun it, the liquid that would separate would be just tremendous. Anyway, I'm gonna puree this right now.
You're dousing that thing in olive oil.
Takes a lot of olive oil. I love sherry vinegar. So I put all the veg back in and I added probably like half a cup of olive oil and maybe 3 tablespoons of sherry vinegar.
What's the difference between sherry vinegar and regular vinegar? What is that?
It's literally
process?
made from sherry.
Oh, okay.
Sherry to me, again, probably my favorite outside of rice wine vinegar. And sherry is consumed quite a bit in Spain.
Yeah. And now you're putting just a lot of pepper and salt on there.
I'm not gonna pass this because I think sometimes when you get too smooth of a gazpacho, it tastes like I'm drinking V8, which I don't mind. I just feel like it needs vodka.
Now, I've got an Ask Dave for you while we do this.
Let's do it.
Yeah, the Ask Dave, fitting for this episode because it has a comedic spin, but Teresa from Taipei, who is 8.5 major domo level, whose favorite thing to make is whatever Teresa throws together with what they have in the fridge, so power move. And Teresa's best meal was almost 10 years ago at Bennu, which is impressive. Teresa's question is, Dave, have you ever seen Happy Gilmore? And if so, what's your take on it?
Well, Teresa, 8.5, that's a lot. Probably very good at cooking. Love to taste your food. Thank you for sending the questions in. Bennu, I think, just celebrated its 15 years. So yeah, great restaurant. Good answer to that question. But I think it's funny. Billy Madison, was it Billy Madison?
Happy Gilmore.
I'm a Billy Madison fan over Happy Gilmore, number one. I used to listen to Adam Sandler's cassette tapes, when I was younger. I just thought he was so funny. He used to be on MTV Remote Control. Throwback. Shout out to that. Love that show. Kari War was there. And as much as I like Happy Gilmore, it was probably not my top tier early Adam Sandler movie. To me, Billy Madison is my number one early movie. But that being said, maybe I didn't like Happy Gilmore because at the time I still had not reconciled golf at all in my life.
Yeah.
I did watch Happy Gilmore 2, which is again, I'm not saying it's not funny. It's funny, but I don't have anything against it. But like, I mean, I love Adam Sandler, so.
Yeah. I think I'm more of a Billy Madison guy as well.
Billy Madison is just the best one, though. So, yeah, I love Adam Sandler. I've actually never cooked for him. That would be cool. I've seen everything he's almost done. I think Punch Drunk Love is underrated as hell. But Happy Gilmore, very funny. Carl Weathers in it. I mean, a pretty loaded cast. I love Happy Gilmore. It's not my peak Adam Sandler film.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, let's get the Sandman on here. Let's cook for the Sandman.
All right. Thanks, guys. Give us 5 stars. Keep on sending in those questions. Watch this on YouTube at The Dave Chang Show. We have at the Recipe Club official.
New TikTok.
We're figuring all this shit out, guys. And we have been slowly but surely piecing this whole thing together. Thank you to Felipe from The Ringer, Spotify, I don't think people realize that in this studio where we are in Studio 2 at the Row, Studio 1 is where we do Dinner Time Live, and you've seen a lot of filming. They've built us a state-of-the-art podcast studio in this other room, and you're going to see that in a second. And the whole goal is we have guests where I'm cooking, feeding them, we go in there, and then just make this a seamless experience. So we're going to get better. I'm grateful, and yeah. See you next time.